This is the early morning of the 30th of November, 2025. What Donald Trump doesn't understand about Muslims is that those that are devout Muslims are fanatics. And their whole purpose in life is to commit jihad. Well, if they commit jihad, they go to heaven. And that's been ingrained in them since the beginning of time. And when they're in heaven, they get wine, they get food, they get little pearls. Little pearls are boys. They're homosexuals as well. Look at Barack Obama, Muslim. Now, again, what Trump doesn't understand is this particular jihadist worked for the CIA in Afghanistan. You know, the organization that Mike Pompeo said, we teach them to lie, steal, and cheat. We even have training classes for that. That's what Mike Pompeo said when he headed up the CIA. Now, this particular Muslim drove 2,690 miles from the state of Washington to D.C. According to my phone, that's a almost 40-hour drive. So he had a lot of time to think and plan the terror that he planned to inflict on Americans. Reportedly, he used a .357 Magnum, which is, again, a very vicious round. I'm amazed that anyone survived. Don't know if the 24-year-old is still alive. The 20-year-old girl died, I believe, yesterday. And if they're both shot in the head, he might be better off dead. I hate to say it. But again, a .357 is a vicious round. Now, Trump was bragging how safe D.C. is, which is why I think this desert rat chose to inflict terror in D.C. And Trump's answer is to put another 500 Guardsmen in. That's not going to solve anything. And the reason that is that more terror strikes, I believe, will take place in D.C. for the reasons I've already stated. Trump was bragging and boasting how safe it is. And then 2 Guardsmen get shot in the head by a Muslim. So his answer is to stop all immigration proceedings. And he blamed Joe Biden for allowing this madman to enter the United States. Well, if he wouldn't have pulled out the military when he did when he was president, none of this would have happened. But he's the guy that pulled out the military. He's the guy that left $1 billion worth of military equipment, weapons, helicopters, tanks, Humvees, Jeeps, AMRAAMs. They left them in Afghanistan when they pulled out the military. How stupid is that? I mean, think how stupid that is. And then when Joe Biden pulled out the rest, a couple of years later, Trump blames Biden. It's Trump that caused the problem in the first place. Actually, the problem was caused by George Bush when he invaded Afghanistan. They always have a reason, like the fake Gulf of Tonkin, which is why we went into Vietnam. That never happened either. But it got us into a war where 57,000 Americans died, and probably 3 times that number were critically wounded. For what? Lyndon B. Johnson lied about the Gulf of Tonkin. That's why we went into Vietnam. And George Bush, well, he said, yeah, Afghanistan, they gave shelter to bin Laden. Bin Laden died in the mountains of Bora Bora from renal kidney failure. He wasn't killed by that American who took credit for it. His body was thrown off the ship into the ocean. We were told he was given a Muslim burial. Muslims get buried with their heads pointed towards Mecca, not dumped in the ocean. But that's a whole different story. Again, Trump's answer is to put another 500 service people in. It's not going to solve anything. These desert rats come up to you. They look like anyone else. Then they pull out a weapon and start unloading it into people's heads. And that's going to continue. They're going to continue striking terror. Why? Jihad. They want to go to heaven. And that's their sure ticket, they think, to heaven. There'll be no link attached. But tell me where you think I'm wrong. You can't, can you?